观众朋友，欢迎回来。现在让我来介绍今天的嘉宾。我们刚刚才第一段里面已经看到 Michael Lee 律师了。Michael, welcome back.
Yes, it's good to be back. Yes.
Hey, one step closer to 2024.
I know.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's a fantastic year. I look forward to it.
Right. Okay. Now the third section is the most challenging and the interesting part of our program,
Yes.
talking about the gift.
Yes.
The connection with the estate tax.
Yes.
Or estate planning per se. Do you think Chinese people are the most generous as far as the parents goes to gift to their kids?
You know, I think there's great concern for the parents accumulating wealth and a tradition to want to help the children, particularly buy a house. I have that with many clients. They say, I want to make sure my kids can buy a house. But in the Bay Area, a house is very expensive.
Very expensive, yes. I know you are specializing in tax, domestic and international tax. This gift tax, who's the responsible party to pay for the tax?
In the US
gift?
system, the person who gives the item, that's the person who has to pay the tax. So if I give a substantial amount of money, potentially I owe tax. But the good thing is we have high exemptions. So
high exemption. Still, we are still in the high exemption. Okay.
But every year we get closer to 2025 when the exemptions will go down. Yes. So we have 2024 and the year of 2025. But at midnight, when we go into 2026, when we're at this program again, we'll be talking about what happened to our exemptions.
Okay, but the exemptions, will that be prolonged after 2026? There's a possibility, right?
Possibility, but unfortunately, I think remote. Because right now, the law already says it goes down, and U.S. government needs some funds, and it's very easy to increase taxes when if I'm in Congress, I don't have to vote for it. If I do nothing, we get more money, and I can say, oh, it was the people before me. So I think it's probably going to stay the same. So we want to plan for lower exemptions.
Oh, lower exemption. Okay, but the foreigner, if they gift to the American citizen, like the parents are foreigners, but the children are United States citizen, do they still have to pay tax?
Depends, which is a classic lawyer answer. But a great opportunity, foreign assets, things abroad from China, Taiwan, Singapore, especially cash, you wire it in, no problem. Fill out a simple one-page report.
Report form.
Exactly, and you're good. But be really careful. If I'm a non-US person and I own a house in my name, Mike Lee, and I say, well, I'll just sign that over to my son, massive tax. 60% is, or 60.
But so what you are saying about this property, the property is in United States.
Exactly.
And you cannot just
gift
if
it
I
over.
Want to give it my children, the tax consequences is serious.
Oh, serious.
Like what?
So,
make an example.
Let's say if it's the property's $1 million, we take out $60,000.
Or two or three.
Yeah, 2 or 3. We only take out $60,000 and then hit it with 40%. And 40% is the tax. So I will lose almost half the house if I just say, oh, I'll just sign it over to my son. He's a U.S. citizen. So there's a way to do it, but you got to do it carefully.
Can you share what's the legal way to do it?
A couple of ways. So you can think about using U.S. partnerships like an LLC, and then instead of transferring the land, I transfer the business, or I use a foreign company, and I'll use a foreign company that holds it, and I'll keep owning it, and then when I pass away, the foreign company will become my children's. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but you just got to be smart. And if you're smart, you'll be fine. But if you say, oh, I'll just do convenience, I'll go to the UPS store, I'll do the deed, a big problem.
Okay. 其实当 Michael Lee 说 smart 就是要有专业的知识，要有经验。最好的建议呢，就是找一个懂行的律师来处理这个事情，才可以很合情合理合法的避免掉 gift tax。我刚刚说的中文你都懂？
我听得懂。
太好了。OK， 那if you are talking about this year, next year, even up to 2025, the exemption is still pretty high. So we should do that all in these 2 years, coming years.
Yes. For high net worth individuals and even average families, I would recommend think about gifting. Think about gifting to your family, thinking about charitable gifting, because again, the funds have to go somewhere. And most people say, I prefer my family, my charities, my friends, and not the IRS. The IRS is less lovable than those groups.
Oh, okay. Charitable foundation.
Yes.
Is that what you are talking about? It's like a give the ownership of the property to the third party, not me or not my children. Therefore, we can avoid the tax.
That's another method. And the private family foundation can be excellent for this of saying, I want to do something charitable. And I have big ideas on this, but I don't necessarily want to give $100,000 to the Red Cross now. I may change my mind. Maybe I'll have other thoughts, but I want the tax deduction now.
Right.
And there's the private family foundation. I put the $100,000 in the foundation. 5% goes to a charity. And each year I can think about it. What do I want? What's my thought this year?
Yeah, we still want to remain the control.
Exactly.
The power
Control.
of control. Yes, sometimes we can also design. I mean, you can design control from the grave, right?
Oh, absolutely. And say, I want it for these particular charities.
Right.
And this can even be a great thing. Some high net worth individuals say, maybe I don't want to give my kids a big lump of money, but I can create a foundation and I'll give them a job forever. They can work for my foundation, they can do the charitable things for the family, and they can always have a job. But maybe I'm not going to give them $10 million in cash.
Right.
I'll give them self-responsibility. That's powerful.
Yeah, very well. And the one term is very popular right now is talking about the life insurance trust.
Yes.
How does that work and what's the good benefit of it?
It's a fantastic way to avoid estate tax easily. And it's a problem in the tax law that says if I own life insurance, the death benefit counts against me. We add in that $5 million. What we can do is create irrevocable life insurance. That buys the insurance. That takes care of it. It also takes care of my kids, so they don't get $5 million at 18. And I can avoid the tax, take care of the kids, and it's easy to do.
I know. You put it in such a simple way, but there are still so many techniques of doing that or so many benefits of it.
Exactly. And it's all about tailoring. Years ago, before being a lawyer, I worked as a dry cleaner tailor, and it's about making things fit. And a big job of the lawyer is saying, what size are you? What are you looking for? And I try to make it fit perfectly to that person.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michael.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
观众朋友，我们今天讲了很多呢，都是很多华人first generation 他们对于自己的财产要怎么样规划，还有 living trust 也是一个大家最热衷现在想要设计的。那这个都是Michael 李还有小薇他们的律师事务所的专精的业务。希望大家现在在荧光屏上看到的电话号码都可以跟他们的联络。好。Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you again.
好的，观众朋友，非常感谢您在多年以来的支持，尤其是在这个岁末年终的时候。那我们下次见面就是2024年了，祝各位新年快乐，周末愉快，拜拜。